I was about 12 years old. It was the summer that I turned 13. It was coming up to my birthday. You know, I'm all excited. I just wanted to swim every day. You know, I was getting ready for high school, and I'm just like, okay, it's going to be the best summer ever. I'm all grown up now. And then I found out that my mom wanted to send me to my grandmother's house to be babysat. And I was just like, grandma's house, no. Okay, so has anybody ever heard of Martindale? No, of course not. It is the most country town you can think of. Like, you guys think Maynard is country. You guys have a Sonic and a car dealership. You're spoiled. Like, this place had a stoplight, a gas station, and a church, and that was it. Like, no paved roads or nothing. This construction is a blessing. So I get down there, and there's, like, nothing to do. I'm, like, watching butterflies I'm just watching the grass grow, and I'm just like, I'm so bored. And so I convinced my grandmother, I convinced her, get me a puppy. I was like, I'm turning 13, right? It's my birthday, you know. Grandmother wants to spoil me. This is what I want. So I get a puppy, and she's just this big brown ball of fur, and she's so cute. She looks like a little fox, and I name her Brown Sugar because, you know, we're country, we like to bake. She looks like Brown Sugar, so I call her Brown Sugar. And she's just like hyped up on sugar all the time. Like, that is just her thing. She's super hyper, she's super friendly. She always wakes me up in the morning, like when I'm laying on my bed, she'll come and hop up in the bed and wake me up and like lick my face and stuff. And at first I'm like, ew, but then it's cute, so I'm like, okay. And so she does that every morning, and this particular morning she didn't. And so I like wake up, I'm like yawning and stuff, and I'm just like, it's kind of quiet around here, even for the country. It's like really quiet. So I get up and I'm walking through my grandmother's house. Now, they both have some medical issues. My grandmother has been struggling with cancer like ever since I was born. I think it actually did start the year I was born. And on and off she's been battling with cancer. And so the house is kind of like fully equipped with all these medical supplies and stuff. The nurse is on call, but this was her day off. And then I was thinking, the nurse isn't here. And I hear the radio station playing, and it's gospel music. I'm like, oh, it's Sunday. And I'm like, hold on, wait. My grandmother's a pastor, and it's Sunday, and it's what time? And I'm just like, what is going on? So I'm walking through the house, and I peek into my grandfather's room. He's like 100 years old, turning this year, so he's like really old. He doesn't do much. He doesn't even go to church with us. So I'm looking in, and I hear the machine, and it's like, psh, 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 so he's taking his oxygen. So I'm just like, oh, he's good. So I walk through the house, and I get to my grandmother's room, and I see my puppy, and I'm just like, you're supposed to wake me up. Like, and she's scratching at the door, and she's going crazy, and I'm just like, what are you? And so I pick her up, and she's like freaking out, like clawing at me and stuff, and I open my grandmother's door, and I look in there, and my grandmother's asleep. I'm like, okay, Pastor Jones, come on now, you're gonna be late for church, let's get a move on. And I shake her, and she doesn't wake up, and I'm just like, Grandma? And I realize she's not moving, she's not conscious, she's not just asleep. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like freaking out. I'm 12 years old. I'm like, I don't know what to do. And so I go back to my grandfather's room. He's in the oxygen machine, he can't get up. And he's just like, he's asleep. And so I'm just like, okay. And then so I go to the phone and I call 911. And this is the operator. Hello, where is your emergency? And I'm just like, hi, my name is Jaslyn, and my grandmother's not waking up, and I don't know what to do. And she's like, where is your emergency? And I'm just like, I'm at 101 Crockett Street in Martindale, Texas. She's like, Martin, what? And I'm just like, Martindale. And she's like, is that in the San Marcos area? And I'm like, yeah, I'm 30 miles, like, I'm like 30 minutes away from you. She's like, okay, and so what's going on? And I'm just like, my grandmother isn't waking up. And she's like, do you know CPR? I'm like, I'm 12. Like, and so she's like, okay, is she breathing? And I'm like, I think so. I was like, can't you just send an ambulance? She goes, to Riverdale? And I'm like, no, it's Martindale. And I just throw the phone away. I'm like, she's doing the most. And so I'm walking around the room, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. And so I go back to my grandfather's room, and I hear that stupid machine. It's like, psh, 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 psh. And my puppy is like dancing around my legs, like trying to play with me. And I'm like, now's not the time. And so I'm going there, and I'm looking through medicine cabinets and in the bathroom, just tearing up everything, looking for something to help me. and then I saw it. It's only about this big, but it was huge to me. I don't know about most 12-year-olds, but I was like terrified of needles. I had just had a surgery. It took them 30 minutes to put that IV in, y'all. I don't do needles. And so I see this syringe and I'm reading the instructions and it's like, insert into the thigh in case of an emergency. And I'm just like, oh my God, I can't do this. And so I'm walking back and forth and I'm just like, and then so I go in my grandmother's room and I pull back her nightgown and I'm just like, okay. 1, 2, ooh. All right, the punk, come on. 1, 2, ooh. And so I'm just like, okay, I have to do this, I have to do this. And so I'm just like, 1, 2, 3. And if you've ever seen like one of those mummy movies, or if you've seen The Call, where like somebody's just waking up and she's just like, and she looks at me with these bug eyes, looks straight in my eyes and says, baby, what are you doing in my room? It's time for church. And I'm just like, really? And she's like, go get dressed. And I'm like, okay. And I'm holding this thing and I'm like, ugh. And I'm like, what just happened? And then so I go to church, I got ready, I went to church, and I had to call my mom and tell her what happened, and all that time I'm just thinking, I thought I got sent to this place to be babysat and looked after, but I realized I could take care of other people too and maybe even save a life.